No, that's what I've been saying this entire time, is he looks so much like Crusher.
It's just like Crusher.
He's even got the little white tail tip, which I...
If you swapped Crusher and this dog, the only way I can it's like
Size?
tail tip or temperament, but not really. You'd have me fooled for a good week.
I mean, he is significantly bigger than Crusher. Crusher's as tall, but, like, Crusher's lanky.
If I, like, came in on Wednesday and they were switched, I'd never know. With that, like, couple-day gap between seeing them.
That's concerning. Like, you should know our dog.
I still can't tell the difference between Jenny and Lady sometimes. The other day I had to fucking walk people and be like, this is Jenny, right?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Meet the Dog. I'm Chris, this is Aniela, and with us today we have a very special guest, Melvin. Melvin is from the Randoms litter. His parents were, I forget his father. I know his mother was May. Some of his siblings include Bianca, the mother of the Tribbles, service dog Quinn, Percy, service dog Frank. Melvin was... I don't know the Random's exact birthday, but I do know that he recently turned 3. He's a very good boy. He is currently an active service dog. He is staying with us while his family is on vacation in Greece. I actually have a full-on report card from Elena's mom, courtesy of John. So Melvin has had a very busy year. He went to his first professional soccer game at Gillette Stadium to watch the New England Revolutions play, and also went to see Nationals in Washington, D.C. He flew on a plane for the first time and apparently did very well with that. He had his first town camp experience last year and went to 6th grade in September. He was even in the yearbook. It sounds like his favorite class was social studies, but he wasn't a fan of fitness, which I'm not too surprised. There's a lot of kids running around making a lot of noise. I can see why he'd maybe just be a little bit antsy about that one. He likes to go to sewing class and soccer with Elena, but he is not a big fan of her brother's ice hockey games. He also volunteered with Elena at the youth center, and this summer will be attending Bible camp for the first time. Also, this is an exciting one, he will also be getting a stamp on his passport for when the family goes to Canada. He loves car rides, especially in the convertible, and he also loves boat rides. Really? Dang, dude.
He's living it up.
He's doing real well, okay.
Doing sewing classes and stuff.
Also, apparently, he's a bit of a pillow hog. I got that right there. So Melvin has been doing great as a service dog, and we are all incredibly proud of him and very excited to have him back. Melvin was actually, this is very special for me, because Melvin was one of the first dogs I worked with when I started here, and he was one of my favorites. He was one of the first dogs to warm up to me. He was a real sweetheart. I always loved him. He's my guy. He's my guy. And I love him so much. And so we're all really happy to have Melvin back for even just a little bit. And we're incredibly happy to hear that he's doing so well as a service dog. I mean, him and Elena, when we see them together, they are so good together. It's why we do this. It's why we do this. But I'm going to start opening it up to any questions about Melvin. Any questions about Mr. Melvin? A fun fact about Melvin is he actually, before he was a service dog, he used to be called Meltdown Melvin because his nerves were just so bad that he would have meltdowns. So he's really come a long way, especially boat rides apparently and plane rides. He has come a long way. Yeah. So we're very proud of him, the progress he's made, how well he's doing as a service dog. It's fantastic. He is no longer Meltdown Melvin. Maybe. Barb V asked, did Melvin seem to recognize the people at SDP? He did. He absolutely did. He saw us and the tail started wagging. He absolutely recognized us, which was... Melvin, come here. Hey. it was real nice to see that he still recognized us. Um, yeah, he's been real happy to see everyone who's been visiting him. Haley, Diane, John, Aniela, Sarah. He's been real happy to see all of them. So absolutely, he recognizes us still. Oh, thank you, Crafty. So he is from the random alert was born July 2020, and his father was either Tripp or it was Grommet. It was Grommet. I remember I was actually talking about Lynn about it earlier today, and I remember she had said May, but I couldn't remember the father. But I recognized it was Grommet. Yeah, because Tripp was the father of the Tribbles and the Christmas and the Poppins, but. Barb V asks, is there any particular thing that you remember about Melvin? Lots of things, really. I would used to, back when he was still here, I would love to sit in the kennel with him. He would curl up right next to me. He'd lay his head right on my lap. He was really just a very friendly dog with anyone. I mean, he could definitely be a bit nervous at times. But he was generally like people would come to see him and he'd be real happy to see them. But I remember the times that I would just sit with him and he would just relax with me. It was real nice when I was still adjusting to being here. What's wrong? What's wrong?
Look at the pink sparkly thing.
He's mad because I'm not also. This is when a third hand would be helpful. Crafty asks, what dogs currently at SDP does he get along with? So far, I think I have put him with almost every girl so far. I think the only ones I haven't put him with yet are Sandy, Waverly, and maybe either Jenny or Sister. And so far, he has gotten along with everybody. He spent the day with his sister Bianca today, and they had a good time. So far he's getting along pretty well with everybody. I don't know. I think the Christmas and the Tribbles were here while he was still here. The Christmas was here. They were obviously, they were definitely too young to play with him, but they were around, so he might actually remember them a little bit, but. Yeah. Good boy. He has a lot of different names. Meltdown Melvin, Smelly Melly, Melvin Head. I just call him my guy. My guy. He was the original guy. Fred is my little guy, but Melvin was my guy.
Fred is your little guy.
Fred is my little guy. He will always be my little guy, no matter how big he gets. But Melvin's my guy. Any questions about Mr. Melvin? No. He had. Actually. What Barbie asked, what 3 words would you use to describe him then and now? Honestly, I think I would probably use the same 3 words, which is gentle, sweet, loving. He's a great dog. He's such a sweet boy. He loves everybody. He gets a little nervous at times, but he's a very gentle dog, you know? He was always like it back then. He still is now. I think he's even more so now. He's mellowed out a lot. Graffias, does he get any special privileges as an older dog in boarding? Not particularly. We're definitely trying to get him out as much as we can, just so he is. He does have a nicer bedding, yeah, because his family did. Elena's family did leave a bed for him, so he does have that. That's true. But
he's flying first class.
he's flying first class. I was saying, he actually has, the trainers have taken him a couple times on training just to kind of like gauge how he's been doing, and so far I've only heard good reports about that. They said he's been doing very well in the training runs. So yeah, hello. Crusher from the Tribbles looks so much like him. They look so much alike. They have the same face. They have the same little white tail tip. Oh, actually, someone just asked. Crafty just asked, "How's Melvin similar and different than his sister Bianca's pups?" He looks a lot like them. They all definitely most of them, I would say. Especially the girls definitely take after the mom side of the family. As I was just saying, Crusher and Naomi both look a lot like him. They have a very similar face. Crusher is kind of very that tall, has the white tail tip, the socks. They all, I would say the differing factor is that Melvin is definitely more laid back and gentle, while the Tribbles are a lot more like their mother, where they can be laid back, but they're very attention driven, so they can be a bit rambunctious when they want someone to pay attention to them. Melvin, he can get a little whiny when he wants attention, but he's not, say, like Deanna or Bianca, where they are very vocal when they're trying to get your attention. Crafty asked, and I did mention this a second ago, but Crafty asked, do you have any supplemental training while he's here at SDP? I did mention a second ago that the trainers have been taking him out on training runs, or at least a couple of our trainers have, and so far we've only heard good reports about that. He's doing very well. Barvi asks, what do you think he's thinking or would like to say right now? That's a good question. I think he's tired and he probably wants to go back to his kennel, if I'm being honest. He was out with Bianca literally all day from, I think I brought him over to ice at like 9 o'clock, and they were together until like 2 o'clock. So he's probably pretty tired. So he probably wants to go back to bed. On that note, I think that's all the time we have for questions. So thank you all very much for tuning in. We will be back next week with another dog. And everybody have a good night.